Cheers.
Let's get to it. Cheers. All right. So what are we talking about this time?
Wait a minute. We gotta discuss what we're drinking.
What we're smoking.
So we're drinking Willet Rye Green Top.
Damn tasty.
Damn tasty. I was gonna say a bad word, but I'm trying to be PG here.
We're being cable ready.
Yeah, it was tasty AF.
Oh, there you go. Tasty as can be.
What are we smoking, Trace?
We are
The back
smoking.
behind it.
Yes. So this is a house blend cigar from a little place called Smoky Bear Lounge and I believe Cafe in the name there in Blue Ridge, Georgia.
Nice.
We were visiting up there last weekend and found this cigar lounge. We had tried to go last year, didn't make it. We went back this year. We made it to the lounge. Fantastic place, family owned.
Nice.
Husband and wife and son were all there, hanging out, talking to us. Really great place. So if you get a chance, check it out. But this is their house blend. Yeah, I snapped a picture of the inside. It has a fireplace in there, and it's like a converted cap. It's just awesome.
Nice. The reason I told you to give us the backstory on it, because we already got a comment on Stogie Bros when you just put the picture saying that, hey, those cigars must have a good backstory. So that's why I wanted you to put it. So we'll tag him.
Here's the backstory.
Yeah, we'll tag him so you can see where the cigars came from and all that good stuff.
So far, our cigar is really good.
It is really
I mean,
good,
we
man.
just
really good.
Started on it.
It's burning pretty evenly, which I like to see. Flavor is really good. I've left it alone a couple times and it hasn't turned off on me, which is good too.
Stay lit.
Yeah, exactly.
Cigar and bourbon, check.
Yep.
What are we talking about?
What are we talking?
We are talking about buyers who want to wait.
Okay.
And what the two main reasons behind them wanting to wait that we hear are on both of our sides.
Which is interest rates and prices.
Yep, right. I hear all the time, interest rates are too high. I'm going to wait till the interest rates get better. Or
Prices are too high, so I want to wait until market crash comes around the corner. Prices
it's
come
going
down.
to crash. Just waiting for the market to crash.
Yeah, because apparently they got a crystal ball,
Mhm.
so they know when it's going to crash. Which is kind of crazy. So which one should we tackle first, interest rates or prices?
Well, interest rate, well, they're both a simple answer.
Yeah.
On our side,
We just
because-
got to extend the content a little bit more.
Yeah. For the interest rate, we say two things primarily. One, well, maybe more than two things, but
Yeah.
a few of the things we say is one, you love the house,
Mhm.
marry the house, date the rate.
Mhm.
If you can buy it and you can afford the payment, buy the house, date the rate, meaning we can refinance
Mhm.
that mortgage when you do see more favorable interest rate.
Because here's the thing: if let's say, okay, let's start with interest rates, right? So you have somebody that's waiting for the interest rates to go down.
Mhm.
Let's say that did happen. They had a crystal ball, and in a year, interest rates are going to go down. The issue there is that now prices are going to go up.
Right.
So you get your interest rate, but the house that you originally wanted is going to go up in value. So maybe,
Tens of thousands of dollars, maybe more. You never
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So it might be out of your range by then when the interest rates do go down. But not only that, since affordability goes up as well, you're going to have more competition out on the market for that one property that you love.
It's harder to get it.
Harder to get it as well. So I mean, like you said, if you love the house, you go for it because you can always refinance in the future and get a lower interest rate.
Lock in the price now.
Exactly.
We can always flirt with a new interest rate when it comes around because we're just dating this.
And I guarantee you, if you put up with the current interest rate and buy that house, when interest rates do go down and you refinance, not only do you get a lower interest rate at that time, but you're going to have more equity because the price has gone up.
Better payment,
Exactly.
everything.
Exactly.
Which is good because you got here in Florida where we are, our property insurance rather is getting outrageous
Yeah.
as we hear all over the place. We just went through 2 storms
Yeah.
and we're going to see how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you can refinance to a better rate in the future, offset some of those costs too at the same time, it's kind of nice.
Exactly.
That's one of the things we do for interest rate. Second one I try to explain is if someone is buying a home that's renting,
Mm-hmm.
which a lot of people are, they're looking to get into a first home or whatever. They don't understand the interest rate on rent.
Mm-hmm.
because they don't break it out like that, but you're technically paying 100% interest.
Yeah.
Because all of the money you're paying goes to pay that owner of that place's mortgage and all their expenses.
Yeah.
You own nothing.
You're
Right.
losing it pretty
So
much.
it's 100%. So what do you care if the interest is, say, 10%, which
Yeah.
is not right now, but
Yeah.
you're still saving 90%
Yeah.
of technical interest. So it's a huge win.
So now that you say that about 10%, though, you know that even let's say 7%, right? Let's say 7% interest rate is still historically low. You know, if you go back to
50-year average.
1980, 1990, what they were at 12%, 13%, 15%.
I think people all the time that had a 16% mortgage on their
Yeah.
first house. Yeah.
Exactly. So it used to be a lot higher. This is just, you know, it again historically it's a low interest rates is not terrible. So
We're just using short-term memory where we remember COVID was 3%, and that's what everybody is remembering right now. So
Yeah.
it makes it harder to swallow when you see a 7.
yeah, well the problem is that we might never see those 2 and 3% again.
Not for a long time. And the thing with it is, what we have to understand too, when you see those interest rates, that's typically because something is wrong or going wrong in our economy, because the Federal Reserve is buying the bonds
Yeah.
to prop up the economy, so we don't have to offer as much interest on them to typically buy all that other stuff and get into another time.
So would you say that if interest rates do go down, the healthy rate that we're going to see is like the high 4s, the low 5s? We don't know, right?
Nobody knows.
Because I remember
I would think, if we
before
could see
COVID,
5s, we would love that.
before COVID, it used to be in the high 4s, 4,
Probably
9, 5%. That was kind of like the norm
That was-
back then.
a crazy low rate history-wise.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know what a healthy rate's gonna look like.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So that's rates.
Yep.
Now, what do you hear on the? I
I'm
want to
waiting.
to the market to crash or
Yeah.
price. And they don't even just say crash. I'm waiting on the prices to come down.
Yeah. So what I'm noticing in the market is a leveling of the prices. So right around COVID, where interest rates were low, you see this huge increase in prices because you have, again, a lot of more buyers out of the market, low interest rate, more affordability. Every house that will go on the market, you have 5, 10 offers above asking. So obviously that's going to raise the prices and the comps in any particular area. So during COVID, prices rose up quite a bit and quicker everywhere.
Right, really fast.
But I feel now with the leveling market, prices are not increasing as high. I think last year was 3% increase, right?
Typical, right?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So only at 3% right now. There's it's still a seller's market because there's plenty of
More buyers than inventory.
more buyers than inventory in the market right now. But there's more inventory that there was before, so it's a lot easier for buyers to
Actually, get a place on.
to get a place. There's not as much competition. So anyways, when it comes to price, I'm seeing a level market, which I think is really good. As far as like a crash or something like that, I don't really see it happening, because right now, and again,
We're in Orlando every day, or
Yeah.
Florida, so
we don't know other markets. You never know if something like that might happen in the future. But what I do know is that lenders are being extra careful when it comes to lending out money. Typically, if you get approved to buy a property, is because you can afford to buy that property. A lot, we're not seeing a lot of foreclosures or anything like that out there. Obviously, there's always going to be some, but not as many as we saw in like 2007, 2008, and
We
things
can't
like
just-
that.
we can't just leave the income section blank on their application. Like, if you've seen what was that movie, The Big Short?
yeah.
Well, I'll just leave the income blank. They don't care.
Just sign this napkin.
Yeah.
We got you.
None of that's happening
Not at all.
that I know of.
Not at all. Well, not only that, man. So again, we're just speaking here in Florida. We can't speak for other markets,
Yeah.
but there's about 1,000 people moving to Florida right now a day.
Yes.
A day. So that continues to drive the real estate market in Florida. So I don't foresee prices going down because the demand is there no matter what. Whether it be people moving down from New York, from California, other states, and they're moving here for different reasons. One, we don't have no state tax, right?
Right. Yeah.
We have we have parks, the theme parks, and a lot of attractions,
Weather.
restaurants. The weather,
It's hot though.
yeah,
But
the weather
no snow days.
full 7 to 8 months out of the year, and not only that, we got beaches all around as well. So there's plenty of to do here. So again, the amount of people moving here on a daily basis is going to continue to drive the market, keeps it healthy, like you're saying.
Yeah.
So I don't foresee a drop in prices in the near future.
What we do see, you will see price decreases on a lot of your listings that indicates typically, I think, an overpriced home.
So that's an excellent point.
Because people see that and they're like, oh, I already see prices coming down. I'm like, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
But from a realtor, why do you see that?
So I think you hit it right on the head there, that I've had plenty of people tell me the same thing. Well, I see prices coming down in the market. And what they don't understand is that, again, we're not in the COVID market anymore where you can price something high and it's going to get sold no matter what.
Even offer even above that.
Yeah, exactly. Now we're in a more realistic market where if it's not priced correctly, it's not going to sell. So what's happening? Exactly. So what's happening is that people are overpricing their listings. It's not selling. So then 2 or 3 months down the road, they're decreasing it down to what the market value is. And people are seeing this like, oh, prices are going down. No, it's just overpriced. And now it's just correcting itself to what it actually should be. And the reason I say that it's still a healthy seller's market is because I'm still finding properties that are in good condition and good areas selling within a week.
Oh, if it's priced right and
yeah,
in an area that's desirable, it's gone.
It's gone. It's gone. And I think the statistics...
You'll still be competing with 6, 7 offers.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I don't doubt it.
Absolutely. So I just had a listing that we were working with, and it's over $1 million, and it got multiple offers within the first couple of days.
Yeah, typically those move a little slower.
Yeah, right? Typically they do, but because this is a spotless property in a desirable neighborhood, it went super fast. Yeah,
it was priced right.
Yep. So we're still kind of considered in a seller's market. I think it doesn't turn into a true buyer's market until property starts staying on the market about 6 months. When you see them on the market for about 6 months, I think it's like 160 something days.
So 186 months. So
yeah. So about 6 months, let's say 4 to 6 months. Once you see properties on the market consistently 4 to 6 months, then it's more than a buyer's market. But we're still in a healthy seller's market.
Yeah, you know. So.
But again, it's slowly starting to shift.
Level up.
Yeah, exactly. So prices, I don't see them going down. And then and that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen.
Sure, eventually, you'll see. You're always markets always go up and down, and you may see something happen. Who knows? But I don't see housing being the cause of a market crash.
So what do you think about this? Because I was kind of thinking about that. Yes, markets go up and down consistently. You can't avoid that. But go as far back as you want to, prices have always gone up, right? For example,
over a 10-year span or something, right?
Well, no. Let's say from here to 1975. I'm just throwing a number out there. Prices have definitely gone up since then, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So there's always a new high and there's always a new low is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So let's say this year, the new high is 300,000. And then on the lower end is 200,000. The next year we have a market increase. The new high is 350,000 and then the new low is 250,000. Right. So even though you have a low, it's still a new high low. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Am I?
Both numbers increase incrementally.
Yeah, exactly. Both numbers increase incrementally over time. So even if the market goes down, it's still a historical high if you look back through time. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'm sure somebody's tracked all that data.
Yeah, exactly.
Find it.
Exactly. Well, it has, because even if the market goes down, it's not going to be lower than what it was 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. So
that was the only time that happened was 2008. Mm-hmm. But that's because the housing market is what caused the economy to crash.
Yeah.
Right. And typically, it's something else that's going on in the economy that would slow down home sales because people are losing jobs or whatever.
Yeah.
Not typically, the lending on the houses ruined our entire.
Yeah.
Right?
So
hence all the new regulations we have, and can't do the no document thing and all that stuff. And it's good because we won't put ourselves back in a situation where nobody can
absolutely
stay in a home they just bought or something. It's a terrible situation.
Mm-hmm.
Moral of the story is, if you can afford the house, buy it.
Exactly.
We'll look at interest rates as
down the road. They go down.
As soon as we see a rate that's favorable, we'll do a refinance and save you all that money each month, just like you had bought it, at that rate then. Yeah. But the house price will be locked in, so it's not still increasing.
If you can afford it and you can swing it, do it, because you don't know what the future holds.
Nobody does. Anybody who tells you, rates are going down in 3 months, blah, I guarantee it.
Yeah. And I'll give you a quick story. Is that we had a client that, and this was probably like 4 or 5 years ago. they were looking to buy when properties were, you can still get a decent property in Orlando for like 275 grand, 300 grand, like a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Let's say with a pool, you can get it around that price range. He said, nah, I'm not buying because, payments are too high. That was 275 grand, right?
Yeah, that same house is what, 425?
Yeah. Same house, 425 now. The average in Orlando is 417, I think, right now.
I was a little off.
Yeah. And then secondly, he's still renting to this day.
That's 4 years rent. Now, so there is calculators out there, and we can provide our clients with one. It's called a cost of waiting calculator. And it'll actually calculate how much money it costs you each every year, whatever.
Yeah.
And it'll break it down by a month
Yeah.
to wait instead of buying the house.
And I've always said, man, if I had meet somebody that tells me, I'm waiting for interest rates or I'm waiting for prices, I already know that that's the person that's going to find an excuse for everything. Hopefully not, and they decide to buy because we're always going to be
A lot of
help no matter what.
There's an
But a lot of times, if prices go down, interest rates are too high. If prices go up,
rates are down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, or rates are down, but then prices are up. So then, they want to wait for something else. So don't be one of those people that are always waiting for something else. Take your future, your life into your own hands and make a decision, So, and I guarantee you that once you do buy your own house and you're sitting in your own living room watching TV or doing whatever, you're going to be glad that you did, for sure.
Very few people regret buying a home, I think.
Yeah. I've never heard of anybody that has.
No.
Personally.
Well, maybe if they, I talked to a lady today. She said when she bought the house she's living in, she's actually selling it and she's going to build a house. We're going to do a construction loan for her.
Yeah.
She said it was a nightmare because it was, I guess the inspection didn't catch all this stuff that was wrong with it.
Yeah.
She's fixed it all. Now she's walking away with, I think it was 190,000 in equity, rolling that into building her dream home. So that home that was a nightmare when she bought it, she probably for the first 6 months was like, oh God, what did I get myself into?
Yeah.
Felt a bit of regret.
Yeah.
But now that she's through it, and she's had the house 4 years, whatever, 5, I don't even know how long she's had it.
Yeah.
And she can get that kind of recovery on income, essentially, flip it into building the home that she wants to retire in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no regrets there now. Right?
Another example.
Long term is better than short term.
Another example. I have a client that we closed on an investment property today. She bought her primary home 4 years ago. She did a HELOC, took out the equity from that property, and we just closed on an investment property today.
That's what we need to do on the next video. How to leverage your home into buying another.
Next video. That's what we'll talk about.
We'll probably forget.
We'll look back.
Last video. What the hell we're gonna do? But I don't even know how long that's been, but a few minutes there, I was done.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
we can wind it down. Well, the cigar's still holding strong.
Yeah, cigars still
delicious.
drink is still
Drink
amazing.
is still good. I'm surprised I haven't had to have a refill yet.
Yeah.
Got me talking.
Yeah, like always, if there's a topic you guys want us to talk about, you have any comments about the subject we talked about today, please let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and cheers, man.
Cheers to that.
For the next video.
On to the next. Cheers, everybody.